Hi, my name is Audrey, and I'm an addict.
Hi, Audrey.
When the program chair called me last month and asked me to do this meeting, and I said, "Who, me?" And he said, "Yeah, with you." And I said, "Okay," and I just said, "Okay," like as an initial reaction. Then when I hung up the phone, I sat down, and I'm like, "What did I just agree to?" So here I am, showing up, service, and that's what this program is about. Step 6 and 7. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character and humbling asking Him to remove our shortcomings. I know for me, coming into this fellowship, into this program and starting this process of recovery, before I got to 6, I had to do 1 through 5. And now, when you work these steps, like many of you have, I'm sure, when you work these steps, you understand why they're putting that order, because it makes perfectly good sense. By the time I admitted and came here and was powerless, and then when I got to step 2, and I came to believe that there's power, and that was my solution. Then I got to step 3, made a decision, and there was that faith, and there was just believing. And then I got to 4, and I had to do that fact-facing and fact-finding, that searching and moral inventory. And then I got to 5, and y'all said, now I got to tell somebody all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, and I got through that. Then I'm thinking, okay, it's on eat. The worst is over. The worst is over. Okay, wow, I've done all that. I've sat down with this woman, and I've given her a 62-page 4-step. I put basically everything I had out there, not knowing what would happen. What would become of me. Now that I've shared this stuff with you, what happens to me? Because I've allowed you in and given you my deepest, innermost secrets, that shame, that stuff that I've done out there that just made me feel like garbage. That armor was down. So now I'm sitting at step 6. And the principle behind step 6 is willingness. So now I had to be willing to have God remove those defects of character. Mind you, those characters were revealed to me in step 4 and 5, because we talked about them. I was able to see all those defects of character. I'm an addict, self-centered. It's all about me, 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 me. I ran on fear. I ran on self-serving motivation. Everything was about me. In our literature, it says that when we get to step 6, our job is to become entirely ready and to open our hearts and minds to those deep, and allow those deep and internal changes that can only happen because of the presence of a loving God. Now, mind you, if I'm at 6, there has to be a presence of a God somewhere in there. God has to be in there. He had to be. I know He had to be for me. And and I'm at step 6, and we're looking at this stuff, and I'm like having removed. Now, mind you, those defects are the things that helped me to survive while I was out there on those streets. Those were my defense mechanisms. So now I'm at this step, and I'm supposed to be ready to have them removed. But once they're gone, what happens to me? So I just turn into a puddle of water, a puddle of mush. What happens? That anger, that ego, all that envy, those deadly sins that they talk about. What happens to me? That greed. I'm an addict. Of course I'm greedy. I always want more. Of course I always take more than what I need. Of course everything that went wrong in my life wasn't my fault. It was your fault. Of course. Now I have to take responsibility for my actions. And I thank God for this program, because I didn't have to do it alone. I did it with a sponsor. I did it with a loving God. Of course, most sponsors that I know, that I've met, they give you writing assignments. And I had to do the writing. I had to read the literature and go back and read it again, and read for understanding and stuff. Not analyze it, but just read for understanding. So I know and could be aware and understand the process about what I was about to go through. I share this, I came in here, and I think I had about 3 years clean. Now, see, anger was never an issue, because the only time I got angry is when you did something to me. So that wasn't my issue. It was only an issue if you did something to me. And I didn't understand, how anger could just take me out of character. Well, something happened, and what happened is not even irrelevant. Something happened. Someone did something to me, and I got angry. I became resentful, and what I did was I assaulted this person. And as a result, with maybe 2.5, 3 years clean, I was sitting in jail down in Dade County. Now, mind you, talking about a person had not gone to jail. The furthest I had gone to jail was sitting on the bench waiting for somebody to come and get me. Now I'm in jail. They made me put on the uniform. I had to go through that search thing they do, and they want to know if I, and I'm like, wow, what am I doing here? So I knew that now, now I'm getting some clarity about these defects, So I'm like, I do have an issue with anger. Honesty. Oh, I'm honest. I won't steal your pocketbook. I've been in a relationship for 19 years, and here I sit before you with 9 years clean, and I need to tell you that, I've been dishonest in my relationship. Not because I didn't love my partner anymore, because I do love her. Just because when I'm not working my steps and applying these principles, and I'm not working on me, something else is working in my life, and it's not that God. And for me this is true. My defects did not disappear and go away. I can still become that same conniving, manipulating, stealing, lying, cheating, all that. I can become that person at any given time. What the steps does for me is give me an out that I don't have to be that person anymore. I don't have to lie. I don't have to steal. I don't have to cheat. I don't. It's not my job to tear you down so that I can build myself up. That arrogance. Yes, I have pride. I should have pride. But when I was using my pride, it was just a false sense of pride. I was so proud till I was just stupid. How you just say, I think back, how in the hell can a junkie know everything? I was so, I need to share that. I had this attitude about me, like it was all about me. And I was a straight junkie. And when I sit back and I think about how insane I must have sounded, let alone look, it could only be through an act of God. That that could take somebody like me and turn me around and make the changes in my life. So I'm doing this work. I'm looking at my assets, because you know what? I do have assets, and I found that out in working the steps. I have assets. I have good qualities. I have something that other people want, and I'm not talking about no cars and no houses and all that kind of stuff.